everyone knows where I stand and where we stand.
Officially going
So
out.
I am here to say, after a long courtship, a few lovely dates, and a really transcendent weekend, I'm ready to move from the flirtation stage to the commitment stage. And I am picking the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams to win the NFC and to be a rookie quarterback representative in the Super Bowl.
You're an idiot!
Oh, Nick Wright, are you serious? Did you really just pick the Bears to go to the Super Bowl this season? Wow, just wow. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Nick Wright humiliating himself with his hot take on the Bears. Apparently, Nick Wright picked the Bears to go to the Super Bowl this season with Caleb Williams as their starting quarterback. As you guys all know, Nick Wright has been a huge Caleb Williams fanboy for the longest time ever. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with a topic question. So here it is. How dumb was Nick Wright with his take on Caleb Williams in the Bears? On a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to have to rate it at a 10. It was absolutely dumb by Nick Wright, and this may go down as one of the worst takes ever by Nick Wright, which is saying a lot considering the fact that Nick Wright is one of the dumbest sports talkers out there. You look at how Nick Wright has been a longtime LeBron James fanboy, and now he is trying to infect that in the football world by being a huge fanboy of Caleb Williams. If you guys have been following what I've been saying about Caleb Williams for months, it's pretty clear I don't like the guy. The guy is an entitled brat that is beyond arrogant, and he believes that everything should be handed to him and not earned. Caleb Williams is a guy that also has a feminine-like mindset. Guys in the locker room do not respond well to feminine type of leadership, particularly when it is coming from men. Even if you believe Caleb Williams is a great leader and that his mentality is in the right place, to expect Caleb Williams to go to the Super Bowl in year 1 is absolutely crazy. Nick Wright is setting up incredibly high expectations for Caleb Williams, and he is trying to make Caleb Williams write checks that he cannot cash in. Nick Wright needs to realize that he is setting Caleb Williams up for failure, and that when Caleb Williams is struggling in the NFL, people are not going to be forgiving towards him because of takes like this. How could you possibly pick the Chicago Bears to go to the Super Bowl this season when they might not even finish top 2 in their own division? Me personally, I have the Bears finishing in last place in the NFC North division. You look at how the Detroit Lions, they're a well-built organization, top to bottom. Their roster is pretty good. Their quarterback play has been pretty good the last 2 years in Detroit, and I expect that trend to continue, especially with Ben Johnson still being the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. So look at how Gerald he's been playing like a top 10 quarterback the last 2 years. Jared Goff has been playing excellent football for the Detroit Lions. They're still going to be major contenders in the NFC. Even if you don't want to believe in the Detroit Lions, fine. What about the Green Bay Packers? They got an excellent quarterback in Jordan Love, and they also have an elite coach in Matt LaFleur. The defense got better as well. They hired a new defensive coordinator. You also look at how they added Josh Jacobs. That's going to help out with the running game as well. Their offensive line is really good. And you also look at how the Chicago Bears have historically gotten owned to the Green Bay Packers. You can't pick the Chicago Bears to go to the Super Bowl without arguing that they can beat the Green Bay Packers. But the thing is, the Chicago Bears get owned to the Packers. The Bears haven't beaten the Packers since 2018. To put that into context, I was a high school sophomore in 2018. That's a really long time ago. That's 6 years ago. Caleb Williams was not even in college football at that time. It's been a long time since the Chicago Bears beat the Green Bay Packers. It's one of the most overrated rivalries in all of sports. I'm looking at these rosters of the Chicago Bears, and you compare that to the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers, and people are expecting the Bears to be major contenders in the NFC. Are you kidding me? These guys don't even have a lot of chemistry with each other. The weapons on paper look good, but just because you have good weapons on paper, that doesn't mean you're going to be a good football team, because you have to have chemistry on the football field. These guys haven't necessarily played a lot of football with each other. Keenan Allen is a good weapon, but he always gets hurt all the time. DJ Moore is a pretty good weapon, but he hasn't played with Caleb Williams as his quarterback. Who's to say that the quarterback wide receiver connection is going to work out particularly well with those two guys. You also look at the fact that they drafted a rookie wide receiver in Odunze. I like his game a lot, but there is a learning curve to be expected at the NFL level. He's not just going to come in and ball out like a Jamar Chase right away, because it's really hard for rookie receivers to ball out that quickly in the NFL. There is a learning curve to be had for both Odunze and Caleb Williams. You also look at how Kmet and Gerald Everett, they're decent tight ends, but they haven't really played in this offensive scheme a whole ton. You guys also have to remember that the Bears are getting a new offensive coordinator. It's going to be his first year calling plays for the Bears, so he's not going to exactly have a lot of experience dealing with a rookie quarterback like Caleb Williams. And DeAndre Swift is also a productive running back, but he's also going to be running behind the Bears offensive line, not the Eagles offensive line, so expect some of that production to drop off a bit. When you look at the Chicago Bears team, they are a team waiting to crash and fold. The team is entirely overhyped. I don't think this Bears team is winning more than 5 games. I think the defense of the Bears is still suspect. I know the coaching of the Bears is not good whatsoever. I thought Justin Fields got scapegoated by the Bears last season. They blamed Justin Fields for why the Bears missed the playoffs, but in reality, it was the coaching that held back the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields should have been kept as the quarterback of the Bears, and the Bears should have drafted Marvin Harrison with the #1 overall pick, or maybe they should have traded back. Either way though, you take a quarterback like Caleb Williams, a guy that's not mentally tough enough to last at the NFL level, and bam, that's why the Chicago Bears are going to massively underachieve this year. But even if you believe all the good stuff about Caleb Williams, I want to bring up what Nick Wright had to say. This man literally said the Chicago Bears could go to the Super Bowl in year 1, which is absolutely ludicrous. They're not better than the Lions, they're not better than the Packers, and even the most optimistic Caleb Williams fans know that he is the 3rd best quarterback in that division. Jared Goff is a borderline elite quarterback. Jordan Love, he's on the come up. He might be an elite quarterback by the end of this year. Caleb Williams is just a rookie coming in. Unless Caleb Williams comes in and has a CJ Stroud-like rookie season, it's not to be expected that Caleb Williams is going to be this fantastic player that completely turns around the culture of the Chicago Bears. To expect Caleb Williams to throw for over 4,000 yards and 30 passing touchdowns in his rookie season, those are crazy expectations to put on for a rookie. The Chicago Bears are a team built on quicksand. There isn't really a foundation built. The Chicago Bears are going to be finishing in 4th place in their division this year. They're going to be worse than the Lions, they're going to be worse than the Packers, and they're going to be worse than the Vikings. But even if you believe the Chicago Bears are going to finish as the best team in the division, what makes you think that the Chicago Bears are still going to be able to contend for the Super Bowl? I'm looking at a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, where they added Saquon Barkley. The offensive line is still really good. The defensive line is going to be good next year. It's just that they underachieved last year because they had Matt Patricia calling the plays, but now they got a real defensive coordinator calling the plays, so expect the Eagles defense to be better. And then you also look at the San Francisco 49ers. They're a loaded team. Even if they lose Brandon Ayuk, they're still a really good team. They've got Deebo Samuel. They've got George Kittle. They've got Christian McCaffrey. They still got a good defense, and they got Brock Purdy throwing the football. Even if the Bears somehow win their division, they're not a better team than the San Francisco 49ers. They're not a better team than the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm not even sure they're a better team than the Dallas Cowboys. And I consider the Cowboys to be a fraudulent team in the NFC. The Chicago Bears are going to be one of the worst teams in football next year. They're severely overrated. And I think the Chicago Bears are going to go 5-12 next year with Caleb Williams struggling at the NFL level. I think he's going to have some moments where he's going to look really good as an NFL quarterback, but I think the learning curve for Caleb Williams is going to be much larger than what guys like Nick Wright are expecting. It's one of the worst takes ever made by Nick Wright. No rookie quarterback has ever made it to the Super Bowl in my lifetime, and that hasn't happened by accident. It's really hard to get to the Super Bowl in general, and if you don't have a lot of experience playing quarterback at the NFL level, it's going to be really difficult to get there. Not even Patrick Mahomes got to the Super Bowl in his first season as a starter. It's really hard to win the National Football League, and it's even harder to win in the NFL as a rookie quarterback. Caleb Williams is not going to be tough enough to deal with the adversity that will come in the NFL, and if Caleb Williams ends up having a worse rookie season than expected, don't be surprised if that happens, because I told everybody that would happen, and I expect Nick Wright's take to age horribly. So that is why Nick Wright was extremely dumb, even by Nick Wright standards, on his takes with Caleb Williams and the Bears, as the Bears will not even come close to making the NFL playoffs this season. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNashTran and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNashTran Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video. Comment down below. Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.